it's called the Glory Land.
We welcome you to Larry and Gloria with Coffee and Connect from Nashville, Tennessee, with extra guests today.
Yeah, I'm excited. This will be fun.
Yes, we have our son Donovan with us. We have our daughter LaShawn, and we have Marnie at the home office.
And LaDawn couldn't make it because she's has a meeting today.
Yes,
but we're here. That's what's
we're
important.
here. Not all here, but we're here.
We're gonna have a good time. Listen, you all look great. I love your trees. You had a busy weekend, you guys? LaShawn and Donovan?
Yeah, it's been a very busy weekend. I'm just coming home off the road. So I've got a lot of stuff I got to do, go get a tree and go to the grocery store, all kinds of stuff. So it's been busy, but we had a really good Thanksgiving together. It was nice.
We did.
All together for Thanksgiving.
Yes,
yeah, it's rolling out of Thanksgiving. It's just kind of that bam, bam. It's almost like overnight. You've got to flip to a whole different page.
Yes, and your homes show it. Your trees look beautiful. So you got those close to home? Did you get them close to home where you live? Actually, Donovan, you are about 45 minutes from us, and LaShawn, you're about half hour?
Yeah, about 20 minutes from you.
Wow, so you were really busy. Get out there and get beautiful trees. They're great. How'd it go putting them up? It seems like every year, at least it did when we were home as kids and adults, there was always something crazy. Did everything go good?
Well,
go ahead, LaShawn.
You know me. I live on adventure courts, so everything I have is yes. So I had a tree that the picture to the right is when I put it up, and then I was watching TV. I was actually watching Elf, where Elf jumps on the tree and it falls backwards. And right after that, my tree fell, as you can see to the left.
Oh no!
After a bunch of broken bulbs and branches and everything, water was everywhere.
What was Elf was too much for it, or what?
Well, so anyway, so what we did was we wrestled this tree back up, got it back in the stand. It took us about half an hour and picked up everything. And then Liam said, give me some water. We got to put water back in the base of the tree. So we started pouring the water in, and everything that we poured in was coming out the bottom. So the tree stand had cracked. So we had a gallon of water all over our floors again. So we had to go Friday morning, Black Friday. We had to go fight the crowds and actually get another tree stand. And so it's like a Charlie Brown tree. It's peaceful.
It looks beautiful.
Well,
it looks beautiful.
It's an illusion, but see, smoke and mirrors, but that's okay.
Now, for me, the tree wasn't a big deal because we kind of have a system for that, and it's worked out fine. However, the Christmas lights. So in other words, you've got everything set to go. We organize at the end of the season. Everything has a bin that it goes into, and even last night, strand after strand of Christmas lights that were brand new. Half of them worked. A quarter of them worked. And we were at Mom's actually. Mom has the pre-lit tree, and the point was that she wouldn't have to deal with lighting the tree anymore. All that a few years ago got it on a great sale on Wayfair. So we were like, this is excellent. And then this year we put it up, and then the top half of the tree had no light. And then we sat there trying to figure out bulb by bulb by bulb by bulb. And that was, and we had to add lights to it. And then last night over here at my house, I was putting lights on the banister rail, and brand new set of lights because I knew that the old ones went out. I wrapped them on there, got everything up there, plugged it in. It was great. 5 minutes later, half the lights went out.
No.
So I had to unstring it again and do all that. So
that kind of brings you into
well, it's reality because you see the Hallmark movies, right? Where they decorating the tree and the music's playing and, they put the star on top and everything is so lovely. It never turns out that way for me.
Well, at least it wasn't a lampoons was it a raccoon jumps out of the tree?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were talking about, you know, when you kids were little, we always talked about the curiosity. I mean, we were talking about that this morning I said, Larry, what were you curious about, you know, as a kid? What were you looking forward to for Christmas?
Well, I just didn't know, you know, I had some desires that I wanted, but I didn't see anything that would be packaged to what I wanted.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like a sled.
Oh, you know, I think every kid, because I think every one of us, because you know, when you're from the Midwest, for those of you that are from the South, you wouldn't understand this, but our winters are long from end of October until you get to like almost May. And you're on the prairie land and there's snow and there's snowbanks up to 10, 12, 14 feet. So, I mean, a sled is really important because that's,
Yeah. But you were in town. We had a farm that we were on with outdoor plumbing.
goody for you.
And that really got cold.
Yes, I'm sure it did.
It did.
But so you got a sled. What did you want, LaShawn? What were you hoping to get?
Originally I wanted the Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Remember
right.
the little Easy Bake Oven? You could make little cakes and everything. And so actually I got it for Christmas, and then it stopped working and I couldn't figure out it had a light bulb in it, right? And the inside it would cook. And then it stopped working. And then I found out that I don't know, one of you had cut the cord on it because you had read something where they were starting fires or something. So I was devastated.
Yes, oh, that was terrible.
Well, LaShawn, I guess I came in, obviously I'm 10 years older, but I loved we would come home and we'd have all the mail and there'd be the Sears catalog. Mm-hmm. And then you could go through and just look at everything that you didn't even know existed, you know, and you'd circle and
yes.
do the thing. And yeah. So for me, 10 years younger than you, I was into, you know, like my fire trucks, my
yeah, you want a fire truck.
Yeah, absolutely. And I still have that fire truck till today. So this is just the other night while we were just doing the tree. So there's a lot more there now. But so that fire truck has seen some time, works like a charm. But Mom brought it out when it's not, you know, it's not like I'm playing with it in the house, but it is nice to have under the tree as a memory. And yeah, and I tell people all the time, they're like, you have a fire truck underneath your tree? And they're like, how old are you, right? And I'm like, but hey, I was like, they don't make them like they used to. And it's, you know, it's so anyway, when Mom and Dad moved to Nashville, she said, do you want this fire truck? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So we kept it in the attic and we bring it down for Christmas. If I used it in the front yard during the summertime, my neighbors would think I'm weird.
You know, that's what Christmas is about, is being with family and memories and just, you know, reliving the great times you've had through your life with your family members.
Yeah.
So that's sweet that you do that, because it just brings back really good memories.
And the traditions of, I remember you kids getting eggnog and hiding it in the snowbank so the other one wouldn't find it, or making your Christmas wreath cookies, and so one person wouldn't eat them all, somebody would hide them up in the attic. And I mean,
we can say where we hid it now because you don't live in that house anymore.
That's right.
Yes. And the reason why the attic area, to be clear, was where the garage was that led to the attic, that was not heated. And so that was like our normal. It wasn't like we were just taking random things to the attic, but in that area was like a deep freeze, and so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, that was our extra freezer or refrigerator during the winter when you were home, because I mean, you could put anything out that would freeze. In fact, before we had to fix the house, we put a gallon of milk on the first step going in the house, and it was so cold because before we got it all insulated, and it was a pre-owned house, it would freeze. That jug of milk would freeze. So we came a long ways.
Yes, we
came a long ways.
Yeah.
And with all those traditions, it was, and we touched about this on another Christmas episode, was just to cliff note it, we would come off the road and we would have to offload the bus. And then, of course, I would be the first person going, let's do Christmas, let's do Christmas, let's do Christmas. Mom would work all night to get as much stuff out and do all that, which basically we're kind of doing here, because tomorrow is when my spouse's son comes back and she wants it to be perfect for him for Christmas. So there's all that stress on everybody to just try to make it as great as it can be. And then obviously you do hop into the speed bumps, which are this doesn't work, or this broke, and you're just trying to get it together, you know? So there's a lot of stress to that for a lot of people, because you're trying to keep that Christmas memory alive as what it is. But a lot of times that I can say that the person that had originated that tradition, in some ways it's more important to them than it is. They hold that so close to their heart because they saw how much joy it brought.
Yes.
And everybody loves it, but it is interesting that there are certain things that are pointing to that where you just want it to be perfect.
Yes,
And
yes.
sometimes it's more for you than it is for anybody else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And sometimes we cause our own chaos. You know, Marnie, I got a few pictures back there when we started out, and we're just hopping around. We're just in our living room here. So, you know, poor Marnie trying to put all this together the last minute. I said, so this is my homestead. This is where I was raised with my 10 brothers. And that tree over at the right, that was, my dad would get the big ladder and he would decorate that thing way to the top. And that was always great. He had added a garage and a fireplace on it. And so we'd go in that room and we'd decorate that with our Christmas tree. And then my dad decided one day he just was afraid that the tree was going to fall on the house. What does that sound familiar? Yeah. And so he chopped it down. Of course, we were just heartbroken. But that was, and right above the steps going into the house, that was my bedroom up there. That was my room. And it was nice because being the only girl, I was the only one in the house. I had my own room. So that was nice.
Right.
Then we moved on to here. That was one of our first Christmases. And then down on the right there, that was in our first little apartment above the Lundstrom Ministries. That was 1971, and LaDawn wasn't too happy right there. But LaShawn was always ready for a party, still is. That's why you live in Adventureland. Here, I love this. Thank you for putting that up. This is what Donovan was talking about. They were putting up the tree, and then to get to the top, everything's lit. What did you have to do to get everything going, Donovan?
We just added lights to it. We did everything we could. We took it down. We checked all the bulbs, the fuses, everything. And then there were other lights in the midst of the tree that started going out. So we were just trying to save the sinking ship at that point.
And we had bricks and all the stuff to have to anchor it so it wouldn't flip over like your tree, LaShawn. Yes. And then the one above it, we were just always really, I don't use the word lucky a lot, but we were lucky to come on. There was a picture of Donovan. I don't know, you must have been about 12 or 14. I don't know. But by the time we would get back to South Dakota, there was hardly any trees left because we wouldn't get back until just a couple days before Christmas. So we had to get what we could just find. And so Donovan and his dad, they'd have to try to get it wired up and fixed up and make it look good. And then down on the right is a picture of Donovan with the V on his little sweater and his cousin Lance, that they were inseparable cousins and they grew up together there.
And I loved throwing bulbs off the tree.
Oh, yes. Yes, you tried your mother more than once. He would go over there and I tried to show him the bulb so pretty, and next thing I knew, you thought he was playing baseball. He would grab a bulb, and before I could even get his hand, he would throw that thing and it'd be smashed. So he had this thing.
It came full circle because now I have a cat that does the same thing.
Can't spank the cat though, right?
No.
Some of the traditions that we had was, we'd have 3 days right after Christmas, and that was that would be our Christmas gift, was spend 3 days in Colorado and go skiing as a family. And that was always fun. Look at the bright colors on those. Wow.
Yes.
We had really great friends, close friends of ours, the Bruns, and they would be so kind to give us ski lift tickets because they had a connection. So it was so much fun and so many great memories of being up there in the snow. It was just a time, for me, coming home during those times, you lived on a bus with everybody. Like your entire life was surrounded by people nonstop your entire year. And so when we came home for Christmas, it was the only time where we as a family could just be together, and it was quiet and you could actually sleep in your own bed, which we hardly ever did. And I guess that's to me why it's so special, because it was just our family time where we didn't have to share anything with anyone. We could just be home.
Be family. Just be family.
And there was so many people over, I would say 20 years, so many families that helped us out when we'd be out there in Dillon and all that to help us out, either with a place to stay. Many people helped us with that, and we thank them.
Otherwise, we never could have done it.
Yeah.
But that was such a special gift to our family. Picture down on the right, Donovan was just the one right before. Yeah, that one, Marty. Donovan was just wanting to learn to ski on the little bunny hill.
Yes.
And so I was trying to encourage him, and because he was a little scared, but he was so excited. And so we set him up on the little bunny hill, just wasn't steep at all. And he would just come kind of gliding down, and then he'd fall face right into the snow, eyes packed, nose packed, mouth with snow. And I said, "Oh, wasn't that fun? That was fun, wasn't it, Donovan?" And he would just look at me and say, "Let's go, let's do it again." Take him back up. Thing would happen about 3-4 times. Finally, about the 5th time, when I said, "Oh, wasn't that fun?" and I was peeling the snow out of his eyeballs and out of his nose, his face, he says, "Donovan's saying not fun." But he learned to ski, so that was a big deal for us. Just to get out there, it was
absolutely
wonderful. That was so great. And that's LaShawn and LaDawn, and with Santa Claus. They look like they're really happy.
Do we know who the Santa was?
No, but his nose is red as the reindeer.
I think he got into a little bit of the eggnog.
I think the eggnog took care of that one.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then, and then this was before Donovan was born. And so this was one of the first Christmas pictures. And we had all this time of being together, the LUNDSTROMS, Lowell and Connie. And, things, it was great. We did a lot of television specials. You kids remember those?
Yeah.
Oh, any comment on that? Look at the bear. Remember Pooh Bear?
Yep, that was a fun time. That bear ate better than we did.
Yeah.
They threw that bear just steaks and all kinds of stuff, and they were giving us, I think, egg salad sandwiches on set.
Oh my! Now look at how everything has changed. Because look at the ages of everybody there, and wow!
I'm telling you, if you could find those outfits again, you'd be totally in style right now.
Really? Yeah. And even with glasses and things that were, that looked like that they were, when we looked at them a year ago, like even my kids would say, "Mother, look at my glasses," or "Look at my hair." I said, "It's going to come back in style."
Yep.
And it has. Yeah. So, the challenge of Christmas I found was trying to find the right gifts at a right price. We would shop through the year when things were on sale after Christmas for the next year, hoping that it would fit them or that they would still like that. But there's a challenge of just trying to, don't you find that there's a challenge of trying to find the right gift for somebody, especially on a budget, in which everybody's on a budget? And
well, it is a challenge, when family members are picky.
Yes.
LaShawn, don't talk about yourself that way. We still love
I'm talking about myself, actually.
LaShawn prefers this concept of gift giving. She'll just buy it for herself and you give her the money.
So you get what you want, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Mom used to buy me things like a yellow sweater, because you don't need to wear black all the time. Wear a yellow sweater. And I would open it up and I'd say, "Thank you." And I'd say, "You might as well keep it and take it back, because I'm never going to wear that." So Mom got frustrated. So we kind of learned that, just
We ask each other now.
yeah,
Some
we're
ideas.
adults
Yeah.
now. When you're younger, it's more about, and actually, to be honest with you, I still enjoy a gift. Like, I don't want somebody to say, here's a gift card, or like, it shows me that somebody's taken the time to think about it and wrap it, because you don't get that anymore. You really don't get any handwritten letters anymore. Nobody really sends out Christmas cards.
Yeah, that's changed.
Nobody really takes the time. Everybody's just, it's all computer, and you just send out a mass email. Everybody sends a mass letter out. There's nothing that's really personal. So for me, as a kid, I loved gifts, right? Because it was fun. It was a surprise, and we really never got anything on the road. It was always work. So, that's why Christmas to me was always special. And so, I am picky, which I'm sorry, but you are too, Donovan. Just saying.
Yeah, I am.
But,
I'm just making a note to self. Hey Siri, cancel LaShawn's gift cards. Because funny enough, LaShawn's never said that to me, right? So I always go on the safe side and get her a gift card.
well, no,
So
but
I will.
I get it though. I mean, I get it now.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
it's just, it is what it is. It's just about being together.
Yeah.
And, and here's the other thing. When you have a blended family, there's cultures, and people are raised different ways. There's not everybody. I mean, our family is really extremely close. We are huggy. We hug each other. We talk all the time on the phone. We love to be together. But there are families that aren't that way, or were never raised that way, or never had that opportunity. Maybe the father had passed early, or the mother, and they were raised by their grandparents. Like, there's just so many different family situations. And so, when I got married to my husband, his family lives up in Canada. So we tried to figure out how we were going to, do Christmas in Toronto or St. Catharines, and then here. And, you're raised where you spend one holiday with Thanksgiving is with one set of parents, and then Christmas, and you kind of switch. But actually, it ended up that we ended up just always spending Christmas with you guys, which has been nice, because Toronto just never really worked out for us. But I appreciate that, because I'm 56 and I've spent 56 Christmases with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a blessing, because that does get to be a chaos at Christmas I always feel badly. I always say, if the family's gone through divorce, and then they have a grandparents on one side, grandparents on another side, now they got new grandparents, and you get a lot of gifts. But there's also the other side of that, is that it's very confusing, and it's very frustrating, because they want to be with, each of the families wants somebody there, but they have to figure out time-wise how many miles are going to have to go, the time of day, whose turn is it to go here or there, and you hate to see the family have to go through all that chaos of,
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Go ahead, LaShawn.
I was just going to say, raised in a small town like you guys were, Mom and Dad, a lot of people met their high school sweethearts and got married, and they lived in the same town. So for them, it's just going across town. And of course, Sisseton is 3,000 people. So it takes you 2 minutes to get from one side to the other. So it wasn't a big deal. You're just going from one in-laws to the other in-laws, and you can see everybody in the same day. But for those that, married and, either
like you being in Nashville, coming to Sisseton.
Right. So I would drive, I drive for a living. And so I drive all year. And then when I get home for, a week, I have a week off for Christmas, I'd have to get in a car and then drive 15 hours through a blizzard and an ice storm, and on the interstate where there's 3-foot, snow drifts, and try and make it home. It was horrible, but once the car, the excitement when you see the city lights, you're coming into town, it's dark, you're tired, and you come over the hill and you see Sisseton, and it's just home, and you see you're going up the little road and you see mom and dad's house on the hill, and you see the tree lights on, and you see the Christmas wreath out, and you just know it's going to be just the best Christmas ever, because you're all together in a house where it's warm and you got some food, and you're just going to sit upstairs for hours and just talk about memories and laugh. And it was just so much fun.
With a fireplace.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could smell that fireplace when you got out of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was 3 logs, 3 birch logs that Dad has had for.
Oh my, it's been probably 45 years, I would guess.
Yes, that somebody, I don't know if it to you.
Well, because he's had them for so long, and they've always been decoration. I've always wanted those as my own.
I think that's what we want for Christmas.
So LaShawn, yesterday I passed the stand and I got 3 birch logs.
You did? Wow.
I did, just because it reminded me of Christmas with mom and dad.
So my point is that these logs are so dehydrated, and they're so like,
yeah,
it would just take a spark and the whole thing would go up. Anyway,
yes.
We teased Dad about his birch logs.
Oh yes. And then we had outside of that house in Sisseton, we had a little tree that we watched it grow called a snugger, and we would decorate that tree. And every year it would get taller, and you kids would get taller, and it was just kind of a, family grew with it.
And then what happened to Snugger?
What happened to Snugger? What happened?
Yeah, we touched on that a few years ago, but basically, long story short, it was a freezing cold of winter. I think that winter we've only seen one of those in Nashville since we lived here, and that was last year, which basically killed pretty much every plant we had outside, as far as even bushes. But it was one of those cold, freezing cold years. And we were trying to bring firewood back to put behind the house, and it was almost like blizzard-like conditions, and the either the trailer or the SUV just bumped that tree and just cracked it right at its base, and that was it.
And you never saw your mom so upset.
Yes.
Right? Because mom had watered that tree day and night when I was home. Took such good care of it. And so when they came in, let me just reiterate this. When they came in, and both Larry and Donovan had this look, like, and they said, I said, everything okay? Yeah, well, we just had a little problem. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean problem? They said, just a little problem. I said, I don't care what happened. Just don't tell me you hit my tree. Just don't tell me something happened to my tree. And they looked at each other like, I don't know if we dare tell mother this. And they told me, and I wasn't really happy.
I think at that time, I'm just going to touch on this for a second. I think at that time, we knew that it meant something to you, and you had done that, and you were never home. So that was kind of like your baby to deal with.
Yes.
But now that you're in Nashville, even Dad has brought up to me, we've all talked about it, that during the summer, mom has more plants and stuff outside, and that's what she loves. So at the time, that was your one baby that you could leave when you were gone, that you knew when you came back, Yeah.
Yes.
Mom has like a little bit of a Jurassic Park theme going during the summer in the backyard.
She goes to Home Depot or Lowe's and gets them for like 99 cents. And
yes, I go to the rack where they put them on. They're dying, and I'm figuring, well, I can't kill them if they're half dead. They can only go alive or die the rest of the way. So I get it.
Good for you, because that's something you enjoy, and it gets you outside.
Gets me outside,
and it's cheap, and it's something you can look out your window and appreciate.
Well, I am sure enjoying these stories and just kind of peeking into the lives of Larry and Gloria and their children, what Christmas means, what they've experienced. And so we actually are going to split this into 2 episodes because we have so many fun stories to listen to. So that's going to be the end of episode 1. And by the end of today, we will have this uploaded to www.larrylundstrombministries.org. Just click on the big CC Live banner and it will take you to all of the CC Live videos. This one will be the first one as it is the most recent. And then go ahead and share it with others that you think will enjoy some of the wisdom and some of the fun stories by clicking in the top right hand corner, the 3 little dots. It will open up a link for you to share it in whatever way you would like. So thank you again for tuning into today's Coffee and Connect Live, this special Christmas edition with Larry, Gloria, and 2 of the 3 kids. And we look forward to next week where we will head into episode 2. Thanks. Have a Merry Christmas.
About 50 years ago in South Dakota, the LUNDSTROMS knelt in prayer to God one night. There the Savior sent us with a message that we should sing about eternal life. We've been rolling down that long, lonesome highway, traveling to help our fellow man. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call in glory land. We've met a lot of friends in all our travels.
We're so blessed.
We know their prayers have helped us stay alive.
And we're so thankful.
So if you ever feel impressed to mention my name, then you know it's my turn to drive. We've been rolling down that long, lonesome highway, traveling to help our fellow man. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call to glory land. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call to glory land.